I am here today to review the Monoprice Select Mini 3D printer. I bought this off Amazon for 189 bucks. I got it last Christmas, so a year ago. And I have been 3D printing. I 3D printed last summer with it, and then I did a lot with it last school year. People bought for me. I didn't do much last summer, and then I did doing some during the Christmas season. So this works off PLA. It's about $20 a spool, and they last you a while. Like, I had one that lasted me like a month of printing 24/7, printing little like name tags and all kinds of stuff. ABS does not work with this. It somewhat does, because it does have an enclosure, so it doesn't do well with that because it doesn't get hot enough. But it does have a heated build plate that goes up to 80, and then the nozzle that goes up to 280, and then the extruder's up here. When I first got it, the extruder was plastic, the spring and everything, so I had to replace that with a metal one that's nice and sturdy. And it originally fed in this side and went out, but the screw that screws into it stripped, so I had to screw it in a different position, and it works for me, okay? And I also had to fix the back here, because something that was happening is I'll get my camera down. So, back here, as you guys can hopefully see, zoom out, I ended up adding this piece. I cut a piece of metal out here and a piece of metal out here. It used to come through this hole, which it still has two wires that are like sensors or something that still feed through there. But I ended up rerouting most of it through there. And so what ended up happening is, as you can see right there, it broke, which I need to reconnect that. But because it comes back and forth, and the hole is in front of the extruder, if you do a lot of big 3D prints, it would just end up rubbing it off, and it would just snap, so it stopped working, so I had to do that. And it was a quick fix. I just took the bushing that was in there, and the one that was up here, one of those that was up there and down there, and I ended up just putting it there, and just had to take the side plate off and disconnect the wires and reconnect them, and it ended up working. So that's one thing. And it does not have auto bed leveling, which I want to get 3D printer that has one. It has it, but it has some nozzles, twists. You get a hex wrench and you tighten them, and that's something that you really gotta make sure you have, is the first layer height, because otherwise it will not 3D print. So I will show you some stuff at 3D print. I modeled this, and I will show you on this camera. So I modeled it, and it's a game board that you could play. And I modeled it in 3D Fusion, and then ended up 3D printing in different colors. Here is Baby Groot. 3D printed. The head was 3D printed separately, and it does really good quality. It's just how you do it in the software. And did Darth Vader. His head was separate, and I ended up making the head too big, so I have another little head. 3D printed a lot of these owls and stuff because they're cute. Made some for my aunt. And then I made this football. And the cool part about 3D printing is you can paint them. Like, I got some just regular paint and I painted them. Or Sharpie works, and it's a jar, so it unscrews. And I have some stuff in there. So that's really nice. If I turn this around, I could get some footage from here. this has a nice display. You can move, like, home access. You can move back and forth, extruder, move side to side. So it's really nice and easy. Temperature, you can preheat the bed, and then print. You can go through the SD card and print. One cool thing about this printer is it also connects to Wi-Fi, but if you don't have a strong Wi-Fi signal, it won't work. So it connects to Wi-Fi, and then they download it onto the printer, each print, and do it through the your browser, and then it also runs through USB and SD card. So I usually use USB to run it in my office, but you can also do an SD card. The filament size that works on this is 1.75 millimeters, and this printer is really cool. Starting off, comes fully built, super easy to do. I did have to replace the set screws down here. Let me see if I can get this. The set screws down here I had to replace with some regular screws because they wore out, and then I had to get some more nuts that go in there, but those were cheap to get and stuff, so it's worth getting for the price. Like, you could get some cheaper ones at like $99 and stuff, but it's worth it. For the bed, I use painter's tape or hairspray, and it sticks on pretty good. People do Elmer's glue, but that just makes it all gunky and weird. So I just use hairspray. It works perfectly. So I just get some like bicycle grease because my grandpa works at a bike shop, and grease them up, and the bearings work great. And you can use I used 3-in-1 for a while and just greased everything up pretty well, and it works. So if you're starting off, I suggest getting the 3D printer. I'll put the Amazon link in the description for this printer, so you can get it. Nice Christmas gift. I had a couple people pitch in on it and get it for me. And so the only way that it knows that it's on the bed is by these stops. These like the buttons, and one down here and one in here. But this plate right here wants to move up and down. So if it's up like this, it doesn't hit the buttons. Luckily, the motor says, "Oh, I've been running for so long, stop," and it works. But if you just make sure that it's down, works okay. And if it's up, it's not going to destroy the printer. It just makes a little bit of noise and then it stops. So it's not terrible, but not great right there. But overall, it's a good printer. It's lasted me a lot of wear and tear. I ran it for like 24/7 for a while because I was getting 3D printing a bunch of stuff. So it's a good 3D printer. I suggest getting it. And I will link in the description this white filament I have on this spool right now, and the black filament I have down here. Which the black is really good with detail. With the glue, all the detail came out wonderful on it. So it's a really good 3D printer. I think it comes with a 0.3 millimeter nozzle, and then I ended up buying more, so I had a bunch of different sizes. I had like 1 millimeter, 5 millimeter, so I could do a bunch of stuff. But it's really easy to clean and stuff. You take the set screw out on the bottom, and you can clean it, or you can get little drill bits. But overall, it's a really nice printer. And if you're interested, link in the description. I'll put spools and this replacement head on here, so that you can look at that if yours ever gets destroyed. You can also go on my Instagram that I will also link in the description to look at some videos of this running and how this broke, because I also have that on there and some failures that happened. And I will also link, also at the end of the video, play a video of this 3D printing something. I'll have it running with this white filament, doing the first layer and then a little bit later on. So thanks for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe to this video. If you want to, you can click right here, right there. Watch our last video, which was Christmas trivia, where I ate something disgusting, but it was funny. My sister tried hard getting those questions, but didn't do so well. So go check me out right there, and then subscribe right here to my channel. I post videos 2 times a week. So I hope to see you real soon. Bye.